democracy is alive in South Africa. And understanding that means we need to be able to understand how this democracy actually functions. What is it and how does it function? How does it affect you and me? And we need to be able to put in place people who we've got the confidence that they will respect it. We should never ever forget as a people that we are our own government. And so to truly understand democracy and to truly understand that aspect of it is to ask questions and to come forward and to demand accountability to service, to know our place in it. Celebrating 20 years of democracy in South Africa, people still do harbor certain fears about what could happen to South Africa, about what could happen to this beautiful country.
I can't speak Xhosa Pedi, so can you just answer me in Xhosa? Makotanyane democracy or freedom? Yeah, what does freedom mean to you?
Freedom ngiyacabanga ukuthi iyangikhusela iyangisindisa namanje ngiyasebenza kwamasipala through freedom. Thema ngifika eLimpopo bengasebenzi ngisuke eEastern Cape, mara manje ngifikile ward 11 ngiyasebenza ngiphila kamnandi through freedom. ANC.
Okay. What is it that you guys expect from the government? Ufuna ukuthi ihulumende yenzeni?
Ngiyathemba ukuthi uhulumende, abantu abangayithemba ukuthi uhulumende like uzuma bambukela phansi abayazi into abayenzayo. Uzuma usharp and uzuma uyasebenza thatha.
What is your view of
I think that the defeat of apartheid in 1994 was a massive step forward for everyone in South Africa, but there has been too little change, and the democracy is a democracy of the rich. We know that 50% of young black people are unemployed. We know that there are more people living in squatter camps, that the mining bosses still carry out economic oppression and were implicated in the murder at Marikana. And the vote has not changed that. There is still a small group of people who live in riches and wealth, and the majority live in poverty. That hasn't changed, and there needs to be much more change in South Africa.
So what is it that you're hoping for South Africa? What is your hope for this?
I'm hoping that we'll see a very big vote in the election for those who are calling for more change, and I'm hoping that we will see the creation of forces amongst the people and in the working class around Nomsa that can bring about much more fundamental change towards socialism. That's what I think we need to see, a society where people come before profit and where there's real democracy about the economics of life as well as just having a vote for parliament.
What is your view of democracy?
Multiracial, the diversity of cultures that we have, how we're living together. I think so far South Africa has done better. For the future, I think economically there are those who I think they're still not being paid better. So I think moving forward as the country, where everyone can, enjoy being South African, get better salaries, so that they can look after their family. I think so far, the country has done better.
Yes, I can't say 2 years of democracy because our people, since 400 years back, it was not a struggle to go to parliament. It was a struggle for the land that was stolen by colonies. So now we've been disfocused to celebrate bylaw. I'm not celebrating the 7, understand? Because a main purpose of our struggle as an African majority and the oppressed majority on planet Earth is the land that was stolen there. So I can't say democracy because even in the beginning when the ANC started in 1912, they never thought there'd be something like democracy where we go. The issue was the issue of the land that was stolen. So SEFF even today was saying the land first. Others, they will be bonus. You understand? If we have our land, so it will be proper for us to elect whom we trust to take us forward. You understand? So that now I can celebrate democracy. I see democracy as something that is there to disfocus the nation and as a mediocre and as something that people they tend to celebrate things that are useless. You understand? You can't celebrate that you are going to elect people. To elect people to do what? We must take their land, and after that we have those institutions, like, you understand, we have democracy to select who must be responsible for our property, our resources. But now, whom we elect to do what? To go to parliament and sleep. Nothing that is happening in parliament, because the parliament doesn't have power. When we speak about power, we speak about economy. You understand? If we don't have that, it's useless. Even poor people, they will go and vote, but when they go back home, they will still be poor. So there is no any means, SEFF, that we can do to convince people. But I'm not convinced about the issue of voting, because nowadays, for you to win election, you need money. You understand? You can come and buy votes. You understand? So I don't believe in such things. I believe that our people, they must look another route. You understand? Actually, we must look another route. We must just go and take our land. And if we fail by ballot, we can't be held poor by a ballot. You understand? The land first. Said that therefore we can come and celebrate other things like education. We can now speak about education, because if you are not resourceful, you can't have a better education. You know that. So our people now are being trained like some other opposition, some other parties will speak about every day education. You will never get a proper education as long as you are poor. You understand? So you'll get a just useless education. You understand? And that education will take you nowhere. So in a nutshell, resources, land first, and after that we educate our people with our resources. Now when you want to educate people, how can you educate people with farming if you don't have a farm? You must have a farm, you will teach people how to farm. Aman.
So guys, what is democracy to you? What does it mean?
Democracy means freedom, because I'm free to do whatever I want to do on my own time, during my own things that I want to do on my time.
Alright, guys, would you like to say? Alright, guys, we're celebrating 20 years of democracy in South Africa. What is it that you'd like to see from this point on?
Yeah, from this point on, you know that there are a lot of things that have been happening all along. Things like corruption, things like we're not having electricity, especially from where I come from Mutun. We don't have water. We buy water to run the bucket. So that's some of the things that we want to see changing. We must have water and electricity also, plus this free education. They must continue giving our children, because you know some of us, we can't afford to pay school fees in the private schools. That's some of the things that I want to see changing.
Democracy, it's like a veil that has covered our faces and that has hidden our scars that we got from apartheid, and has given us a chance to come forward, to be seen and heard. But behind that veil is our own faces, and we know that we need to face ourselves. Democracy can't and won't always guarantee that our voices are heard or our memorandums are read. It will not inwardly transform us and help us and push us to overcome our fears. Even if it did, it will take us a very long time. It is just a form of government, and we need to define what is it that we should expect from our government and what is it that we need to expect from ourselves. One day, the faces of Nelson and others will be a distant memories in our minds, and we will need to start looking into ourselves and find that mandate that we need to fulfill for our time and our era. As for freedom, we are on a journey.
Freedom is coming tomorrow.